Oh man.
Well,
Oh man, or woman. Me.
Welcome to Lawfully Chaotic, season 5.
5? Come on.
Yeah, you would have thought we would have had 4 chances to learn our lesson.
I know, right? It's 5 years of talking about absolutely nothing. I should call Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld and say, "Hey, this is the gamers version of Seinfeld." But anyway, welcome, season 5, episode 2. Thank you for joining us. Dude, Bob, you're on. Mike is on Instagram. You win tonight, Mike. You're the first one on either platform. I'll send you a T-shirt. As a buddy of mine from high school, years.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Is he a gamer, or is he just trying to see what the fuck you're up to?
Oh, he's a gamer. We play. In fact, Bob, when we call his screen name is Bob. Mike, when do we play? We play on the 20th.
Wait, his name's not Bob?
It's our next. No, it's Mike.
It's Mike. Okay, that's confusing.
I can't tell you his last name because he's a government contractor and an assassin. And
not a problem.
Killed, so
if he's an assassin, I have a request, but I'm not going to say it on.
I think he's got that long list ready. Anyway,
and that request is going to be the makers of sports cards.
No, not at all. I love my job. I hate to tell you.
No, but anyway, thank you for joining us or watching after the fact if you are. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, plural. I actually fixed. God damn it! I fixed the lower thirds. So, Kristen, you are now officially permanently part of the show. Your information is up top. It is down below. And so now there is no escape.
Wow, you even spelled my name right.
Sucks to be you.
There's no escape.
There's no escape.
Trust me, I know. I've been here for 5 years.
Yeah, and he's still trying to get out of it.
It's like being trapped in a labyrinth.
Right? You got to kill the Minotaur. And I fixed the Instagram feed finally. God damn it. So we're not looking at
You're not looking at our foreheads.
Right? Yeah. So, and we got a music track and your copyright stuff. So I actually accomplished something this week.
That is correct. He has not removed the pixels.
No, that will not be removed till I have my fucking dice. But thank you for pointing it out.
Don't get him going. Don't poke the bear.
No, there's nothing else that needs to be said. Although I did.
He's over it.
What's today? Thursday.
February 5th.
2 days ago, I did get another update on Pixels from Jean Simonet.
Is it to say we're sorry?
The first line was, "Well, unfortunately, nothing has changed. Delete." So anyway.
Unfortunately, that's not a good way to start it off.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
What are you gonna do?
Announcements. What do we got going on?
Oh, I got a whole lot of nothing.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Jason, I know you always have stuff
going on. Anything?
Nope.
Work a lot.
I
and
forgot.
Play some games in the meantime.
Yeah, I forgot. I get to do this for a living. Let's see. We shifted our Monday table so that I can now open up I'm hoping to open up a second Monday table.
Cool.
One of my Tuesday tables wraps up their 1.5-year campaign next week.
Mm-hmm.
That table's going
to work on your efficiency, man. That should take like 3 weeks.
No, stories take time. And that table's going to reboot, so I'm going to reopen that one for a whole new group, more than likely.
Cool.
And I'm looking to add a second Saturday table. So my goal is for 2 tables Saturday. I already have 2 on Sunday, 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and 2 on Wednesday. That'll put me back up to 10 tables a week, which is where I want to be.
Jeez,
nice.
On top of that, we are rebranding the store a little bit. Brian will be joining us for that. We're going to hopefully be able to offer a couple days worth of games for Brian to run, and as well as his digital downloads. There's some stuff that he has that I really want to carry in the store because I'm getting some pretty decent traffic on the website.
Are you talking about me or Brian the Bearded Nerd?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. When there's two Brians in the conversation, I'm just going to say both.
Okay, perfect.
The Bearded Nerd's already been working with me. He
Yeah,
hosts a Friday table already through the website.
Awesome.
He also is offering up 3 more event tables, how to play tables and how to learn and stuff like that. And he's going to be feeding me PDF items for sale. Very similar to what we were going to start talking about as well, Brian. Then I have another.
He probably does, or you probably do a better job of curating your site than I do at curating mine, though.
Yeah. I have more time than you, so it's like it's kind of a given. And I have a traffic monitoring system. I recently used the Squarespace feed for. I can now sell products directly to Instagram and stuff like that. So, I realized that at some point I'm going to retire from this D&D stuff, probably within the next 2 years, probably. And then my final project that I am finalizing the next 2 months is I will be opening the Market Garden for its first official season of selling, starting this spring. So
awesome.
Passive
income is a good thing. You and I, we still have to have that conversation. But no, that's awesome. Brian the Bearded Nerd he's an awesome world builder and storyteller. He's super, super creative guy. So check it out.
Very cool.
That's all I got. Nothing more.
All you got.
All that exciting.
All right. Well, now that that is done, what do we got to talk about tonight, Kristen? I think you said you've got something. You've got a topic you want to talk about.
I did have. I was just kind of looking at the TTRPG news of stuff that's upcoming, and I saw some interesting stuff. That there's supposed to be an Elden Ring TTRPG coming in the spring. I have not played the Elden Ring game, so I'm not super familiar with it, but it sounds like a lot of people that have played it are excited about this.
And I find it really interesting that TTRPGs in general is so popular that even though it's a very popular PC and console game, people still find a market for it to be a tabletop game. It's like, it's just so amazing how that genre is just crossing over and overlapping so much.
Yeah,
maybe I'll download it on my PS4 and give it a try. I've never played it.
I've never played Elden Ring, but I've heard just rave reviews.
It's been out for a little while now, so it shouldn't be super expensive. I'm sure I can get it real cheap. Just download it and whatnot. So
I did read an article. Considering our median age, 3 of us, I did read an article that stated that as an adult, playing video games actually de-ages your brain.
I love it.
I need to start playing a lot of fucking video games.
I have some that I should finish that I started and never finished.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at finishing them. The first game I ever finished was BioShock, and I have finished all 3 BioShock games because I really liked them a lot. I would like to see a BioShock TTRPG. That would be
I think they have one. I think they have
They
one.
do?
But I think it's a BioShock RPG.
Okay.
Huh.
I really haven't played much in the way of video games since I stopped playing World of Warcraft in probably 2013, 2012, like that.
I played Skyrim. I absolutely loved. It was like the last game I played all the way through. And I just haven't been able to really get into anything else since for some reason.
Yeah, the latest ones, I bought Space Marine 2, and I've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, Assassin's Creed games are good.
I started both of those. I didn't get that far, and then I got Oscar a Switch. Actually, I won it in a raffle.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then there's a couple games on the Switch that I started playing, but I don't know.
My problem is if I have a choice between video games or tabletop role-playing games with my friends, I'd rather play tabletop.
Totally. I feel like I'm on the computer all day. The last
me too, because I watch a lot of YouTube. Yeah, so it's kind of like, okay, I want to get off the screen.
I have definitely fallen out of that demographic, and I've discovered that the demographic of playing video games is in alignment with available time. And I find myself...
It is a time suck.
And I find myself spending so much time building out the market garden and then building content for all the tables, and now I'm going to be into building digital content for the table. It's like, do I really want to spend 4 hours on a video game? I just don't feel the drive for it. I'm not in that demographic anymore.
I know. I feel I'm like, I should be doing this instead of this.
Exactly.
Like
it's not
Slacker or something.
For me, it's not having the time. It's if I'm going to spend that time focused on something, there's probably other things I should be focusing on. But you know what? Maybe it's the wrong attitude. Maybe you do need just the kind of downtime.
Maybe we should all play in some kind of co-op game together.
Do those exist?
Well, I don't know. I probably have different systems. My laptop can't handle games, and I have a PS4.
Yeah, we got an Xbox.
Oh, shit. Then forget it.
That's right. But everything's cross-platform now anyway.
Is it, though?
Right. Well, anyway. Okay, so continue. You said...
Well, another thing that I found out is coming, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't think this is official. I think this is third party. Is some D&D, although it said it was playtest material, but I don't think it's from Wizards. I think this might be third party, but I'm not sure. However, somebody came up with, if it's third party, an idol class, a new class for D&D, an idol class. And it's called that because it is inspired by, don't hate, K-pop. Okay.
I love K-pop. Why would
I love K-pop too.
Yeah, I love
K-pop. Okay, so let me tell you all about this because this is why
I got no hate for K-pop.
Okay. This is why I think this is going to be good.
Is this like a bard subclass idol?
The idol is the class, but yes, it's very similar to a bard, but it also comes with its own. So it's called it takes place in this world that they described as neon-drenched fantasy. Okay. And it's going to be called Idols of the Neon Dark, and it's D&D 5e 2024 compatible. Inspired by K-pop stars who fight evil with weapons, magic, and music.
Is this actually a WotC release, or is this
I don't think so. I think it's a third party. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on Polygon, so you can go look. But they have their own little setting, and it's like a neon-soaked cavern city that glows. They're supposed to be they had a playtest Kickstarter earlier, I guess, but the full Kickstarter is supposed to be in March. So this is why I like this so much, because it says, this is the description I got of it, that it emphasizes the importance of, now tell me this doesn't sound like they're trying to compete with Daggerheart. Emphasizes the importance of cooperation and harmony, treating emotional coordination as a heroic trait. Okay, so they get spells like harmonic casting, where it binds two players together and forms a link in the middle of battle, where you can role play musical stuff.
Interesting.
So what's interesting is it is a bard, and it's the College of Idol Song. So it's a college that you choose.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense. And that makes sense.
So it's called Bard College of the Idol.
Okay.
Interesting.
It sounds very interesting because you do a lot of linking with the other characters to team up to do things together. There's this thing called sequential harmonies as a bonus action, which you can only do with people that you're next to in initiative that you link together. It's very K-pop, and it said there's supposed to be a couple different versions, and one of the supplements will actually be kid friendly and geared towards parents playing with their young kids, because K-pop appeals to kids so much, and it will have a lot of alternatives to combat so that kids can learn how to get through situations without fighting and stuff. And I thought that was really cool.
Well, that's definitely not cool, because you should always resort to violence. That's dumb. You had me until the non-combat, and then
Hey, that's the kid-friendly part. I know.
I'm joking over here. It's a joke.
I know you are.
That's pretty cool. The pugilist class is that a fighter subclass?
Pugilist is.
It's not its own, or is it a monk? I think it might be.
The sentence says pugilist class, so they call it the pugilist class.
Sounds kind of monkey to me, though.
It looks like it's its own class.
It's pugs. It's little puggy dogs.
Pugilist. I like that. I'm a pugilist. I don't know, man. I still I'm not knocking on anything. I'm gonna be positive tonight. Okay.
In fact, it's its own class, and it has 6 subclasses. And they're actually selling the pugilist class on its own for $14.99. So for $14.99,
I thought they didn't do a la carte anymore.
Yeah, it's back, people. It's
yes,
back,
people were
baby.
pissed.
Yep.
That they got rid of that.
I said I'm not. I said I'm going to be positive.
I know, and you're doing a great job. I'm so proud of you.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
He's just not going to talk so that he can stay positive.
I think they took some subclass details from Monk, and then the Tavern Brawler abilities from Fighter class, and kind of pasted them together and built the Pugilist class.
I think Daggerheart just added a Brawler, I think.
Let me ask you a question.
Actually, Daggerheart was playtesting a Brawler like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you feel, and this is a legitimate question, and don't take this as complaining.
That's good, because I don't want any illegitimate questions.
Yeah, okay. I have enough illegitimate questions. I don't need questions.
Do you feel like these classes are an attempt to expand the somewhat boxed-in mechanics of 5e as a response to the more open character creation of new systems like Daggerheart and etc.?
Yeah, I would agree with that, because one of the things that we saw the introduction to that effort was when they introduced all the martial classes. Yeah. If you look at a lot of the martial class abilities, they're an extra action or an extra thing that you get to do, whether it's cleave or topple or vex or nick. There's a lot of sap. So instead of trying to fix the base mechanics, they introduced that as a way to say, okay, we know we can't really muck with basic mechanics because we don't know how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you all these really cool, little things that you can, add to your character subclass features and traits that give you these unique things to kind of bolster fighter classes, I think, mostly because I think fighter classes, according to their analytics, were kind of trending downward.
Because it's the boring old fighter.
Well, a little bit it is. It's not when you play it.
If there's one thing I like, it's choices.
Yeah,
I'm
not knocking any of this. I'm saying it's a good. It's interesting because, again, okay, leadership aside, because we all know how we feel about them.
Well, we know how you feel about them.
I'm just focusing on D&D, the core, whatever good is left in that.
We're not talking about Hasbro. We're talking about D&D.
Right. It's. They're in a tough spot because the 5e mechanics, and again, they've they've gone all in on 5e. I think it's safe to say that there is more content for 5e than they've ever released for any other version of the game. Jason, you could probably call me out on that if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. And they're in a tough spot because it's, if you come out with 6e, it has the potential to piss a lot of people off because a lot of people are really heavily invested in 5e. So the 2024 thing, I think overall is a good thing for all the fucking complaining that I do. I think it was a good thing. They addressed some of the pain points, but to give them the benefit of the doubt, D&D is in a little bit of a tough spot because you're hamstrung by the mechanics that you've created, which really are good mechanics, okay? But if you branch too far out of that, you start breaking your own mechanics. So I kind of, like I said, they're in a tough spot, trying to expand the rules, but it's still within that mechanical framework. So it's kind of interesting seeing how, I don't really know what my point is at this, other than it's kind of interesting seeing how they're responding to all these new games and all these new systems that have a much more open mechanic.
True. They got to do something. You can't just sit there.
Exactly.
You got to do something.
Exactly. And especially when it comes to, I was thinking about this yesterday, and a lot of it, I think, comes down to like your character creation and your character choices, as you said, Kristen. It's having those choices,
right?
And people are realizing with these other systems, it's not so much.
Yeah.
It's not so much about. You don't have, that's fine. I'm okay with that because you're right. It's not so much. Yeah, it's not. I think it's less about the mechanics of play than it is about the freedom that you have to create the character that you want to play. And
right. You may have this vision in your head of what you want to play, and there might not be character options for it.
Yeah. So. And I think it's safe to say that sometimes it's a lot more difficult to do that in the 5e world than it is to do in another system. So,
right.
Well, I think
in that regard, I feel for them in what they create.
I'm going on year 7 of playing a lot of games. I mean, the amount of data I've collected over 7 years is pretty interesting for me. One of the things in Daggerheart, there's not really a lot you can do in Daggerheart. You can move, take an action, or at some point you can take a reaction. That's it. And what I found interesting when I looked at that between the table you guys were playing with me and some other tables that were playing, the reason why they've created the illusion like you get to do a lot is because there's no initiative. When you take initiative out of the equation,
right, you can go over and over and over again.
Yeah, it definitely creates the illusion that you're doing a lot more than you think that you're actually doing. But if you look at the fundamental mechanics, you can do a move, an action, and a reaction. That's it. I mean, the core mechanics.
Yeah, but you have a lot of action choices.
Yeah, there's more resource economy in Daggerheart than there is in D&D.
No, I'd actually argue that that's not entirely true now that I've kind of gone back and looked at things, especially with the introduction. There's some things they introduced in 2024 that I think a lot of people missed. And if you go in and do some compares, what's really interesting is there's not a lot you can do until after level 5. But once you get to level 5 in D&D, you start getting these abilities where, you could do this 3 times per short rest, or you could do this 7 times per long rest, or you could do this 3 times per long rest. You can recover a spell slot on a short rest for certain wizard classes, So if you really start breaking it down, I think D&D has been trapped in that idea that because of their short rest, long rest framework, and then their move, action, bonus action, reaction framework, they've kind of, to Brian's point, they've kind of painted themselves into a corner. Like those two frameworks define kind of your creative limitations, right? Yeah. So when you're in there, you begin to realize the only way to really put meat on the bone, so to speak, is to start introducing more features and start introducing more traits. But their feature and trait template is derived from their leveling template, right? So those features and traits don't really come into play until you start leveling up. So if you start looking at the level 1 through 3 and then the level 3 through 5, you get the illusion that maybe you can't do much, right? You can't really at level 3 bonus action. What do I got to use a bonus action for? I don't have anything yet. So once again, their low level framework their features and traits framework and then their economy framework really does kind of limit their creativity in what they can and can't introduce. But what's interesting about Daggerheart is that not only do you have a lot more choices as to what you can do, you have a lot more choices that like right out of the gate, right? So
Yes.
choices create that illusion that you're doing more. And I would also probably present the point that Daggerheart's economy is a mixed economy of hope and stress, right? But then interlaced in there's prayer dice, there's sorcery dice, there's all these other resource pools,
tokens on cards that people are constantly doing.
Yeah, and I think that feels like more choice, but if you really go and look at D&D, it's not really all that different than the available short rest, long rest boxes that you can tick off. I can do side dice 4 times, or I can do focus points 5 times, or I can do action surge 3 times, or I can do, so
oh my god.
So I think they just present the resources better in Daggerheart.
Okay, yeah.
To give that illusion that you have more choice. And then they add cool things like right in the middle of combat, you can spend a resource to get one of your skills out of the vault. That's what makes Daggerheart very unique. That feels
it's
more
the worst when you're like, oh my god, I wish I had this spell prepared today, and I don't. But in Daggerheart,
or a
as long as you got
wizard,
the stress, you can just grab it.
A wizard in a D&D campaign that's built as an evocation wizard, but in an open sandbox world game, you spend the first 60 sessions fighting the undead. So you're like, am I properly structuring my wizard for this? Because, a wizard can only learn when they level, right? So they only get new spells when they level. But when you start introducing like the 4 AP system or the casting system from Shadow Dark, or you start introducing more homebrew, once again, D&D is repaired and fixed by the homebrew world. The homebrew saves D&D from boredom. It really does.
That's why I'm still... I love Daggerheart. I've said that already. Just after those few sessions that you ran us through, Jason.
Yeah.
But, I'm still really looking forward to DC 20 because that's the closest thing to. Well, it's not close. It's a fact. It's basically just all of the homebrew for D&D.
Yeah, but I
put
really
into one system.
The challenge I have with Dungeon Coach 20 is that he is constantly making changes. I know. So when you make that many changes, just like Daggerheart made weekly changes, it's hard to put a good test group together when it's that rapid of a change. The other thing too is I really am not a fan of character development in Dungeon Coach 20. It's too heavy. It's just too heavy for me. I like the simplistic nature of Daggerheart. I like the streamlined approach of D&D. I think DC 20 is making it complex because they think people want that level of complexity, and there could be some that do. I'm not one that does that. I don't like complexity. I don't like watching a player struggle for 10 minutes trying to make a choice. That's not fun.
I love agonizing over leveling.
Yeah, but the problem is that's not fun for the table in the middle of a combat. It really isn't. Like, players will get those look on their faces like, oh my god, he's going to take 15 minutes.
Group, and Mike could back me up on this. Our group, we could never fucking level during a session because that would just kill the session.
That's why I always do level ups at the end where I'll say, all right, today's a milestone. You get to level up because I want them to have that whole week of development because it's just too painful to watch people go through that kind of.
But it is interesting. You're right. With Daggerheart, you can actually level up inside of a minute.
Yeah, it's pretty efficient.
But
I was since we're on the topic of content that's swimming around out there, I was watching in the social media feeds a posting by Margaret Weiss. Evidently, she has been getting a lot of requests for for her to do something with Dragonlance, and she
Oh,
unequivocally well, no, it's not good
no,
because
she doesn't want to.
no, she can't. She doesn't own
She
it.
can't. Oh,
She doesn't own it.
Yeah.
So she unequivocally came out and finally stated what everyone's been waiting to find out. She does not own any of the license, none of the rights, nothing related to Dragonlance.
doesn't surprise me.
So she's like, folks, WotC owns it. I don't.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah,
back
she
off.
actually
I
said,
can't do
please
anything.
stop sending me book ideas because I cannot.
She can't do anything
that.
about it. Yeah.
Which, really sucks. It's fun. It's interesting you bring that up because I also read a couple of posts in the comic book world. Todd McFarlane commented on this, and what was the other one?
We just had a Todd McFarlane signing at work.
Oh, really?
He was at the office. Yep.
That's pretty
Are
cool.
you serious?
He wasn't at my building though. He was at a different building.
Wow.
But yeah,
He's
but anyway,
they come to the office
It
sometimes.
was McFarlane, and I wish I remember. It was somebody else, but how the comic book industry also was kind of the same thing. They got a per page rate, no matter how much money their creations made, their characters made. They got a per page rate, and the legend goes that Simon and Schuster, not Simon and Schuster, or the names Superman,
DC
I'm not good
the
at
original creators of Superman. Oh my God,
that. I don't know.
Action Comics.
Yeah. Oh my God, somebody fucking help me out here because I'm embarrassed.
I have no idea what you're looking
Anyway.
for is the problem.
I think the
The
guy's
Superman
name.
creators. It's not Simon and Schuster. It was something and anyway. But they created arguably the most popular pop icon of all time, and they got bupkis for it. Like nothing.
Really? Contracts, man. Contracts.
Yeah. And and McFarlane was talking about that, and this other creator was talking about that, and how they like kind of shook up the status quo by trying to change that. But it kind of goes along the same thing with Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman with Dragonlance. Like you create this such an icon.
Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster.
Siegel and Schuster.
Yes.
Siegel?
Wrong Jewish names. Siegel and Schuster. Yeah, they were they were poor. They were practically destitute.
And they still don't own the IP because they were under contract.
I don't think that's a particularly unique story, though. I mean, that's kind of
it's not. It's not. I'm just saying it's interesting that you bring that up. Also with Weiss and Hickman with Dragonlance, because
I don't know the condition of Hickman. Keep in mind, this was a post from Weiss.
I know that.
So I have no idea what the IP and license agreements are.
I would imagine it's probably the same, but I mean that's also, arguably for a D&D player, that's arguably one of the most iconic creations within the D&D world.
It was one of the bigger universes that came into existence.
In fact, Jerry's running us through a Dragonlance campaign now. That's what we're playing.
I did in my younger years, I had a lot of fun, and I did a wizard battle between Elminster and Raceland Magir. So it was it was really fun because it took place on the plane of chaos, where the players had to choose sides, and it was really fun watching how this epic wizard battle was going on. But the players were sneaking into the vault to steal something. And then once they stole it, they had to choose to either give it to Raceland or give it to Elminster. And it was a lot of fun because they really didn't want to give it to either. They wanted to keep it. So it was fun watching that whole that whole narrative play out. But Dragonlance is a really fun world because it was my first attempt at really introducing a lot of content from deities and demigods, and really kind of letting the gods play a central role in a campaign. And people really enjoyed that. I mean, fighting Thor was a lot of fun. I mean,
Mhm.
when you're level in old school D&D, when you're like level 50 for all intents and purposes, or whatever
Yeah.
whatever epic scaled level you get up to, there's not much left for you to fight. So fighting gods became
That's cool.
fun and interesting to do.
Right. Margaret Weiss is also usually at Gen Con doing autographs at a booth.
I've heard
Oh,
that.
yeah.
If you end up going to Gen Con, bring a book. You have one of our books.
Wish I still had those books.
I mean, I would
No,
really
you can
love.
go pick up a copy.
I would
Yeah.
really love for her to maybe write a whole new trilogy or series. I don't
Right.
know. Dragonlance quality of read and reread was far superior to a lot of the stuff that was released in the D&D library.
Oh my God, totally.
If you're 12 years old and you're reading, you're reading Forgotten Realms novels, that's probably age appropriate. But when you're 50, you go back to try to read Spellfire, you're like, holy shit. They wrote this with crayon. I mean, who the hell authored this book? It's terrible. Because it's made for a certain demographic. But Dragonlance is really past the test of time. They do really well.
It was Dragonlance and it was Elric of Melnibone, David Moorcock. Or Michael Moorcock. I mean, those were like the pinnacle.
The World of Pern. The World of Pern. I got a lot of content from that. I had a lot of fun with that.
Nice.
But it sucks how because of these fucked up contracts, it sucks that these creators they aren't able to do what they should be able to do. Because of these business contracts.
I mean, I think it depends on a certain point of view. I think if you sign a contract that earns you a couple million selling off your IP, and then you get a 1% residual, I think that person's point of view is going to be very different than someone that signed a really shitty contract because they didn't have the money to hire a good lawyer. I mean, it's all point of view and it's all perspective of the involvement of what happens. I think what's really brought a lot of this discussion to the foreground, because it's getting better and it's moving faster than creators can get better and move faster, is AI and AGI, right? So you have a faster moving, much quicker evolving story capable platform versus creators that can't even keep up pace with what's really good. Like if you put a $1,000 chisel in my hand for me to make a piece of woodwork, I'm gonna probably break the chisel and probably ruin the $100 piece of oak that I'm supposed to create, right? Well, if you put like a $2 chisel and a cheap piece of plywood in my hand, AI can teach me a lot faster than a 4-year stewardship or being 10 years in a guild or being mentored by someone for 12 years. So the whole creator space right now is really struggling with,
I know.
There's a big difference between AI generated slop for the sake of it being slop versus someone like me who uses it as a very well developed tool for creation, right? So now you've got a problem. If I create content in AI, but then I use my Photoshop skills and I use my other editing skills that I have, how is AI not simply just one of those other tools that I'm using to kind of create something that I think people will enjoy? And that's the creator space conversation that I think a lot of people are struggling with.
I look at it as you free up more time to come up with more creative ideas because it will do the labor. So you come up with the idea, it does the labor.
Okay, so
it does the labor.
Yeah, this directly affects me as a visual creator, especially, and it's funny because there's two particular aspects of the AI tools in Photoshop that I now use when I do my daily work, when I do my client work.
What kind of AI tools did they put in there? I haven't used it in a long time. So what they put in?
I mean, a ton of shit. Adobe's at the forefront of that stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't tell you which AI they're using.
No,
They claim it as their own version of an AI
it's just
tool. So
AI.
It's integrated into their thing. Sure.
But one is you just marquee around something and the results vary
Is
wide.
it just when you remove something, you just hit remove?
Yeah.
And it's not, yeah.
Like at
I
work,
learned how to
it's
like clone all that shit out and try to get it to look nice.
yeah.
Which was
And
hard.
it takes forever. Now it used to take me 15, 20
Just go,
minutes.
whoop,
Just
gone.
remove, bam, gone. And the other is remove background. Same thing.
Oh,
when you got to outline something, that takes, especially if
Oh
it's
my God.
here.
I learned how to do it with the pen tool. I was an expert at that goddamn pen tool.
Right? Try doing it with a mouse.
Commands. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yep, you don't
stuff
even have
like
to use
that.
it anymore.
Stuff like that is great.
You still need to go faster and be more productive.
Right.
And spend more of your time on being creative.
Yes. Now, I mean, it's such a fine line. It's such a razor's edge. What are you doing?
He's being a pup.
It's such a razor's edge, though, of where the line, where do you cross the line? Because as an artist, I am not an illustrator, especially when it comes to the human
You're a
form.
graphic designer.
Yeah, I mean, I can do technical illustrations, but when it comes to the human form, it's just something that I never really focused on. So I don't do it because there are so many people that do it so much better than me. Now with AI, it's not just a tool for doing things faster, but it allows me to do something that I otherwise would not have been able to do, which is great for me. But how does that affect the person, the artist who is a really, really good illustrator and still does it by hand? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's kind of.
And then when you go further, it's like
there's a separate market for people who only want it done by.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you talk about the market, and when you're talking about on the client side. The client side of design and artwork is generally so lacking in knowledge.
Sure, and they just like get it done. Just get it done. I'll pay whatever you need. I just need it. Get it done.
Well, no, it's not. I'll pay whatever you need. I need you to do magic for basically nothing. But my point is,
still,
they
the
don't give
actual drawing could be the labor, and it's
right. But they don't care
to be more creative.
But they don't care generally, and I know that this is becoming an issue, especially with like SAG-AFTRA on the Hollywood side. And now I just saw a post where AI, there was a certain AI tool that had gotten so. Somebody made like a 2-minute, basically a trailer of a movie that didn't exist.
Sure. Okay.
Completely AI.
Yep.
And it is 100%
phenomenal. I bet.
Phenomenal, of
course.
So on one hand, I'm like, oh my fucking God, I would pay money to see that movie. On the other hand, it's like Hollywood is up in arms now because you get to the point where do you even need actors? So it's like, where is that line? Because again, the client doesn't give a shit if you used AI or if you spent 30 hours with a pencil and markers.
Sure.
All they give a shit about is the end product.
Sure.
So
it's just history repeating itself, right? Because when we went to digital cameras, people were like, "Oh, but the artistry of developing film."
Right. And that's my point is we're in its infancy. So everybody's up in arms. In 10 years, it's just going to be, to Jason's point, it's just going to be another tool in your toolbox.
Something we can't even imagine in 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, assuming that we don't create Skynet and we're not wiped out in
That's true. We might be all gone by then.
What I've found really interesting, I have never played the video game before, but there's a lot of conversation going on around the creator of the movie Iron Lung.
I heard of that movie.
Yeah, he filmed the movie. Distributed it.
Yeah, is it about the actual illness of iron lung, or is it?
No, it's about the video game.
There's
a video game called Iron Lung.
Okay, I'm not.
But anyway, I think what the real story is that not only did it turn out to be a huge hit on its opening weekend.
Okay.
But he has no.
Is it all AI?
No. He has no partnership. He has no studio.
Okay.
He has
All
no
independent?
developer. He has no advertiser. He
Mhm.
did the entire thing as an indie film in true
Ooh,
traditional indie fashion.
okay.
And
With
it
the
ended up.
cameras and film.
I don't know. I don't know about the details of the production. I just found the whole social conversation around the ability to make a winning top film
Yeah,
for $1 million, and it's already made over $30 million at the
Wow.
box office.
that's
So,
awesome.
I'm reading about it now on Wiki,
Yeah.
and it sounds fucking awesome.
I watch a podcast called Moonshots that talks about AI a lot, and they just talked about the ability of all this AI to make stuff that, you know, Netflix has been blowing away Hollywood, but it might get to a point where Netflix goes under because people can just make their own stuff, or you personally can make the movie that you want to see in that moment.
Yeah.
but I mean, you're talking about, you know, I will say this much about all the AI tools that I use. They are practical. They are limited. I can control the sources. There's less challenges with the prompting because I can control the sources. They're great note-taking devices. They create audio.
So far, right.
As of now, so far.
As of now.
Yeah.
But there is a common technology restrictor that's been around for a very long time, and that is power use. Energy use.
But I think Elon's going to put all that in space with unlimited
but
solar.
but once again, you know, a piece of rock about the size of a nickel can bring all that down. So it's very hard to invest in something in space, knowing that space is slowly becoming the world's largest junk pile and junkyard.
Sure,
so,
but there's a lot of space in space.
The other challenge is that when the AI bubble finally pops,
don't bump into me.
when the AI bubble finally pops, which it will, there's no doubt about it, it will, and we're already seeing significant IT sell-offs that are starting to happen as of this month. There was one AI developer that's down like 35% because of it. And now what's happening, you know, you have these challenges towards like Anthropic and some of these other things. And, you know, recently ChatGPT, you know, introduced advertisements for those that are using the free version of ChatGPT.
Are you sure?
And that's
I haven't used the
something.
free one. I haven't seen any ads.
They're coming. Yeah, they're coming. He's already announced it. So
this is coming from somebody in the industry. Advertising is the plot of the devil.
Well, it's
the only way to let people know about your product is advertising.
But it also proves a point that open source has got a problem. And open source's problem is no one's willing to pay $20 a month for something that they can have for free. So we already know open source is out of money. They're out of money. That's why they had to introduce advertising, which tells you if they're out of money, how do they intend to pay back that $5 billion investment that they got rolling out? Like,
wait, what? Pay back?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. That's called a bubble.
What does that mean?
That means pay your bills.
I don't understand those words.
So, you know, when all those bills come due and people are going to start looking at those quarterlies and going, well, let's see, open source, you or OpenAI, you spent $12.2 billion last year and you took in $200 million. Why should I keep giving you money? And people are going to realize
some of them won't make it for sure.
Most of them won't make it. Right. And the other problem is, you know,
remember a small company called Amazon. How many years were they negative profitability?
10 years.
Yeah. Wow. They were negative for 10 years.
Yeah. But that's, you know, but, you know, we have plenty of canaries in the coal mine that should tell us not to expect the AI bubble to last much longer. I mean, you have all these empty data centers from cryptocurrency because like 3/4 of the cryptocurrency companies went under. You have all these empty data centers from the NFT market collapsing because that never proved to be anything other than another scam. You know, and you know, so as these things get the FOMO going, and all this money pours in, it's been a lot controllable when that bubble of wealth has stayed within its own expectation. Well, this AI bubble of wealth has drawn in NVIDIA, right? So you've got open source tanking, you've got NVIDIA, who's going to be like, if all these AI companies belly up, who's going to pay for all the chips that we've been selling them on credit? You know, so
NVIDIA is been it's been hit the past few days. I mean, everything has, but NVIDIA has.
Well, no, the only thing that's been hit are the AI related software, AI related industry, AI related everything for the past like 2 weeks. It's been doing this roller coaster, but it got hit pretty hard today. It went down almost 2% today. And we know, and we know how Black Fridays go. It's not too uncommon for a Black Friday to hit after that beginning trend of decline. I've even seen social platform releases from Google where they are regretting laying off software designers and engineers. The AI and AGI is not ready for what people think it's ready for. I mean, true AGI is still 20 years out, like 20, 25 years. And you've got people being laid off for something that's basically operating at a toddler's level. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And that's when the bubble goes up.
It's all reactionary. It's,
of course,
we just
the market, baby, the market. Oh, by the way, the pugilist class, I went back and took a look at that really quick.
Okay, back to games.
Well, yeah. But AI is major in the gaming industry. When
I know it is.
You have a major event like the INI Awards, which is big for the gaming industry, the TTRPG industry, saying that they will take no AI generative creations at all. Well, how do you prove it? Right? How do you prove that? Right? Because
and how much are they saying? Are they saying no AI art, or are they saying don't even get any ideas? And then how you can't prove that if somebody's like, well, I bounced a few ideas off of and then did it myself.
If or content is AI generative at all, it is not going to be allowed.
That's kind of on the honesty policy.
To Kristen's point, if I ask Chad by the ChatGPT, if I ask Chad, I'm thinking about this idea. I don't want you to write it. I just want you to help me flesh out the idea.
Exactly.
And then I go, how do you fucking prove that?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah. Well, but to my point on the pugilist thing is I wanted to go back and talk about how D&D is weighing in heavily on third-party creators.
Oh, okay.
The pugilist comes from Sterling Vernon Adventuring Company, so it's not even from WotC. It's a third-party creator, which explains why it's so creative and so interesting and so thoughtful and so kind of uniquely put together. And
say it. Jason said it. He said it.
But I think it's an interesting risk that WotC's taken this year because they got rid of everybody last year. This year they've hired all new people to build up the new D&D brand. They are taking a gamble that says, you know what, we're going to let thirds.
Or is it something that they should have embraced 10 years ago?
No, it's a real risk because what's going to happen is this third party stuff does better than what they were doing before. Is there a real reason to let go of the third party plan? Wouldn't it just be easier to have like a single director and one creator work solidly with only third party creators? Therefore, what do you need a D&D team for? If the third-party creators are doing a better job and the sales are better, you onboard this whole new team and you're expecting them to spend the budget and hire all these creators.
Maybe just make a rule set and let all the
third-party That's called the agency model.
Yeah. It is the agency model.
Look at all the third-party stuff they started selling on D&D Beyond, like Drakkenheim and,
Oh, there's a ton this year. In fact, their whole roadmap this year is third-party solutions.
To your point, Jason, it is really interesting to me. I would love to know who or what is the impetus behind that decision. Not so much the decision, but the decision to go with the decision.
Well, Brian, if you're interested, I did just find out that Tuesday, This coming Tuesday is Hasbro's earnings call, quarterly earnings call. If you'd like to listen in and find out what
if
is
you're having
going
a hard
on.
time, if you're having a hard time falling asleep, it's an excellent idea.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to listen to that.
There was also a great posting out there of how demi-playing is now beginning to catch up, and in some cases beginning to surpass D&D Beyond. I still think demi-playing.
I like demi-playing a lot.
Wait a second.
My computer doesn't like it that much.
I disbelieve that. How could you compete with something that has been in alpha for 7 years?
The interesting thing that I've been looking at between demi-playing and D&D Beyond, because I've been toying with the idea of buying Aliens content and Cthulhu content, and buying some of the D&D content, see how well the demi-playing interface works.
Yeah.
Demi-playing suffers from a similar problem that D&D Beyond suffers, although D&D Beyond suffers much at a greater demise than demi-playing. There's no real platform for the DM within both these models. There's no fully integrated platform to help the DM.
Now, I always use the encounter builder in D&D Beyond.
But that encounter builder,
and I also use their VTT tool, and from a very, very basic standpoint, it does what it's supposed to do. But to Jason's point, what he does on Tailspire, D&D Beyond can't even fucking hold it.
Well, sure. What's more important is that if you've got this platform, this digital platform, I should be able to use this digital platform to say, okay, I'm going to create a campaign, and within that content of that campaign, it should be able to talk to the encounter builder. It should be able to talk to the VTT solution. It should be able to talk directly to things in such a way that you get this integrated toolbox that lets you practice the art of being a DM. And neither demi-playing or D&D Beyond do that.
I bet an AI agent could do all that.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. But you should have to do that extra legwork, especially for a product that you're paying for.
Sure, absolutely.
And I agree with you, Jason. They still, all of those tools within that environment still feel like separate entities.
I think their first attempt at trying to do an integration into a platform was Avray. Avray is actually pretty clever and pretty useful. I can do.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's so in my Discord when I do exclamation spell magic missile, that's Avray, and Avray then pulls.
Is it a Discord bot?
It's a D&D Discord bot.
So
in the Discord channel, is if Avray has joined that channel, it has access to all of my content on D&D Beyond. I can tell it tell it to give me the details of a trait or a feature.
That makes me cringe because in reality, and I mean, it's not going anywhere, but to me, Discord's interface and UI, and it's
could use an overhaul, to say the least.
Well, Discord's main problem is its video presentation. Discord's video presentation.
It's got a lot of problems.
For my
Discord is one of those tools that's been around long enough, and it was one of the earlier ones that people adopted, and I don't want to say they've banked on that, but they've kind of been just riding their laurels. It's not a good platform, in my opinion.
For what I use it for, it's perfect. For what I use it for is absolutely perfect. I don't need a platform with a lot of bells and whistles, because StreamYard is my video presentation, Discord is my social interaction, right? And then the players get to decide, do they want to use demi-playing or do they want to use D&D Beyond? And then I use Notebook LM as my tool for managing all my content.
But again, to your point, why can't
and then I use Tailspire,
but to your point, why can't there be one tool that has all of those things built in?
Because it would connect to other people's IP, and they don't like that.
Yeah, but they're already selling third-party content, so it's too late for that argument.
No, WotC could.
But they got to give approval for stuff to connect, you know?
All they got to do is just get a proper team together and stitch together all the crap and completely rewrite their database and their algorithms.
Yeah, right.
And basically scrap everything they have and start over.
People are already too invested in using the other ones that are out there. They're like, yeah.
Well, I also think it's a culture problem. The TTRPG community has been a live around the table culture for a very long time.
Yeah.
And as COVID brought us into the deep end of the online culture that plays now, the entire infrastructure that's built is built for the at table culture. So now they got to figure out how do they shift? And their first shift was a failure because they shift to mobile gaming by hiring Chris Cox. That was an utter failure and obvious failure. Now they got to make another shift. They got to figure out, right, which growth pattern is better that's going to fund their roadmap.
Yeah.
Is it the table culture? Is it the online culture? Is it the mobile phone culture? Is it people playing on their tablets? Is it people playing on their laptops, their PCs? Like if you don't roadmap out where you think the shift is coming, that's how you make those mistakes. That's how you lose the vision. So
it's
it'll be interesting to see what they do for 2027 because I predict they're going to have an excellent 2026 because of their third-party licensing thing that they've released this year. And I think they're going to have a very kind of like, the frog in the blender game. Have you ever played that before?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of, it's their version of Hangman that they, that they've created for themselves. And it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with it at the end of the first year. And they look at their data and go, oh shit, people like the third party stuff better than our own stuff. What do we do?
Stop being dicks, hire those people and pay them what they're worth.
No, you don't hire them because it's too expensive. You go with the licensing. You go with the licensing. They go with the licensing model. That you go with the IP model.
Therein lies one of the core problems. You don't hire them because they're too expensive, but you want the quality that they put out. You know what?
Well, we did it again.
And I'm going to go play somebody else's game.
We did it again. We killed a perfectly honest and good hour with this nonsense.
More than an hour.
None of you will get back.
Hey, Brian, where can we find you?
You can find me. That was a good conversation, though. I like that. You can find me at RPG and Co. One day I will figure this out. RPG and Co. On Instagram, YouTube. Check out the website, playrpgandco.com. There's a bunch of cool stuff on there, I think. But shoot me a DM. I always love talking about game stuff and shooting the shit. So.
Kristen, where can we find you?
You can find me at Kristen's Epic Adventures, either on YouTube or TikTok. Is up there, right? Brian put it up there in the corner.
Other way.
Yes.
Other corner.
See, you can't do
that. Not the way I see it. It's that corner right there.
That's because your camera's mirrored differently.
Why is my camera different?
Your camera.
Okay, maybe it's over there.
That's on you, pal.
What? I never.
See, I just know to point opposite. I know if I want to point, I just automatically point.
I know I can't get the opposite. Anyway, Jason, what about you? Where can we find you?
You can find me over at TTRPG Academy Linktree. We have a pretty fun Discord. We also 3 of my games I think are live now. I have a live Monday game, a live Tuesday game, and a live Sunday game. So you can always come see what a professional DM brings to the table. Come over and watch. It's a lot of fun. Other than that, hey, Brian, TPK.
Tell a story, Jason.
Play a game, Kristen.
And remember to be kind.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.